challenge is to ensure that every single person on this challenge can earn commissions in dollars, in dirhams, and in naira. Okay, so a sales team, another thing we need to know is a sales team without sales objectives is like a ship without a sail. I go over that again. A sales team without sales objectives is like a ship without a sail. The boat is at the whim of the wind and sea with no direction and clear guidance. So it means either you're working as an individual or you're working as a team. I know we have a number of teams, WhatsApp groups, teams that have come to people that have come together as a team. Ask yourself, as a team, do we have our sales objective? Because without a clear objective, it's just like you are in a ship without a sail. Next slide. All right, so another thing we need to know is a success. All right, so another thing we need to know is a successful real estate career doesn't happen by chance. It takes planning. It takes planning. Sorry for the breaking transmission. All right, so one other thing we must also know is a successful real estate career doesn't happen by chance. It takes planning. It takes what? It takes planning. So it means if you really want to be successful in your real estate journey, you must be intentional about planning every step along the way. If success is a journey, then goals are the signposts along the way. I repeat that again. If success is a journey, then goals are the signposts along the way. And why are they signposts along the way? Because they are important markers that tell you how far you have come and how far you still have to go. Next slide. So what are sales goals? Sales goals are objectives that a company or team wants to achieve in a given time. For instance, as a team, you might have a goal of doing 1 billion in sales in a month. You might have a goal of doing 500 million as a team in a month. We have different types of sales goals as well. Some goals can be to increase revenue goal. That's the amount that you generate in revenue. It could even be customer acquisition goals. It could be customer retention goals and many more. So why is it important to create sales goals? It's important because those who create sales goals, those who have sales goals are 10 times more successful than those without them. And I want everybody to take key notes of this because it's very, very important that those who have goals, they are always 10 times more successful than those who don't have goals. And those who have written goals are 3 times more successful than those with unwritten goals. So what does that mean? It means you must have your goal written in pen and paper. You must do what? You must have your goal written in pen and paper. So it's good you have the idea. It's good you have the vision in pen and paper. Then it will be difficult for you to achieve that goal because at every point in time, you must be able to go back to your drawing board and say, where am I at this point? All right, next slide. So what are SMART goals? SMART goals There are 5 things that you must know for every goal you set. Number 1, your goal must be specific. Number 2, it must be measurable. Number 3, it must be attainable. Number 4, it must be relevant. And number 5, it must be time bound. So it means if you have a goal, number 1, that goal must be specific. For instance, your goal can be to acquire 20 customers by the end of December 2024. It's specific and it sets a target. So for you who is looking out to reach maybe 500 million or 200 million, as a goal per month, then you know that how many, you must ask yourself, how many customers do I need to have? How many potential customers do I need to have? How many leads do I need to generate that can translate into sales for me? How many leads do I need to generate in a month? For instance, do I need to generate 2,000 leads? Do I need to generate 1,000 leads? If I want to make 10 sales, how many leads do I need to have to help me to generate 10 sales? So your goal must be measurable. For instance, making 50 calls per day. And when you're saying making 50 calls per day, you're talking of 50 people that speak, that you communicate the value of your product, the value of your service every single day. And every goal must be attainable. It means you must ask yourself, this goal I set per day, is it doable? Making 50 calls per day, making 100 calls per day, making 200 calls per day, is it doable? The answer is yes. It's just about time management, having a solid to-do list every single day that you stick to, you adhere to it, and you put the time to every single activity for that day that is working towards helping you achieve your goal. The fourth thing is your goal must be relevant. So how relevant is your goal? IT, please put up the slide back. You must ask yourself, how relevant is my goal to the success of my company? How relevant is my goal to the success of my team? How relevant is my goal to the success of my, it could be my subsidiary or my group where I find myself? And the last thing is your goal must be time bound. Any goal without a deadline is just an idea. I repeat again, any goal without a deadline is an idea. So I want to see you put that in the chat box. Any goal without a deadline is an idea. And what's an idea? An idea is something you imagine, something something that comes as a thought, but has not yet been achieved, has not yet been realized, is not yet achieved. So what are some steps towards creating successful sales goal? Number 1, you must define your goals. You must what? Define your goals. So you must know how to track your metrics per time. You must do what? Know how to track your metrics per time. After setting your goal, this is what I want to achieve within this timeline. Then how do I want to track it? How do I want to track it? For instance, in tracking your progress, some of the things you want to always keep on checking is, how many leads have I been able to generate so far? How many calls have I been able to make so far? How many meetings have I been able to schedule so far? How many inspections have I been able to schedule so far? How many deals have I been able to close? These are important metrics that you must track per time. so you know where you are at every single point in time. So for those who work as teams, you must also know that it's important for those who work as teams, as groups, because we have a number of persons that are joining this sales challenge as teams, as groups from different, parts of the world. So it's important that you must set goals even for individuals as well. So is good enough to have a sales goal of, for instance, $1 billion in a month, but have you been able to make the vision clear to your team? Have you been able to break down the vision to every single individual on your team? Because there is power when there is unity. I repeat again, there is power when there is unity. When everybody is on the same page, then the dream, the goal is much more achievable. So you must set goals for each individual on your team. For instance, we want to do 1 billion. How much is X bringing? How much is Y bringing? How much is Z bringing? And okay, thank you, Stella Paul. Drop your contacts. You'll be added on a group. So it's important that you as an individual, being part of a team, being part of a company, being part of your subsidiary, being part of your department, you must have your own personal goal that you set as well. So another thing that is very important is that you must have KPIs. You must have what? KPIs. And what are KPIs? They are key performance indicators. And what are some examples of this? A very good example is your revenue goal, which you set on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, or on a yearly basis. So if you're working as a team, you must have your monthly goal, you must have your quarterly goal, and you must have your yearly goal. So it means if I find myself in a team where my supervisor, my manager, my team lead, for those on the WhatsApp groups, my group leader, is telling me that this is our sales goal. This is what we're trying to achieve in revenue this month. Then how can I contribute and put in my best to ensure that we achieve it? Not just in a month, even per quarter, and even on a yearly basis. So when you as an individual, you understand your importance and the role you have to play, then it will be easier. Nobody would need to drive you, to compel you, to remind you before you know that you also have an important part to play, and a very serious work that you also need to put in to make sure that it is successful. Next slide. Yes, so the next thing after defining your goal is to create an action plan. So what is the plan that I am putting in place to ensure that my goal is achieved? And I will give some examples. If your goal is to bring in $100K in revenue in a year, then your action plan can look can be something similar to, number one, lead generation, and that has to do with the aspect of marketing. Number two, lead qualification. And who are those that qualify leads? Can someone tell me the meaning of SDR? Anyone that can get this right, you have a gift from me. SDR, who are the SDRs that qualify leads? Who are they? You can unmute if you want to answer, or you can drop in the chat box. Lead qualification, because that's a very important part of the action plan towards achieving your sales goal. So who are the SDRs? Okay, I would answer the question now. Next slide. The SDR, they are referred to as the sales development representatives. So There are those who make the discovery calls and qualify leads. So it means as you're making this call, you must know that you are also a SDR. As you are working towards helping your team achieve the goal, you must also know that you are also playing the part of a SDR, which is a sales development representative. So what does that mean? It means you must qualify the leads that have been generated. It's not just enough to generate leads. You can have 1,000 leads, but out of these 1,000 leads, how can I streamline those who can really do business with me? How, from the call I make every single day, how can I identify and, pull out those that can really afford the products I have? So it's important that you must master the art of qualifying leads. And I ask this question a lot from sales representatives when I engage them one-on-one on their sales progress. I ask, how many people do you have in your pipeline that you have qualified? And some say 3, some say 5. And I said, that is not a number. If you don't have about 100 persons that you have qualified that are ready and able to do business with you, then it means you still have more work to do. And sales is what? Sales is predictable. You can predict the sales you will make this month. You can predict the sales you will make next month from the work you start putting in this month. Okay, so next slide. Yes, so another important thing is that the use of tools and technology can help you when it comes to achieving your sales goal. For instance, I do this on a personal note. Every single day, I try to reach out to nothing less than 1,000 people. And how do I achieve this? By using technological tools. There are, systems that have already been designed for this. So there are tools that can help you to broadcast on a daily basis, and you can easily reach out to 1,000 people every day. Now, after reaching out to 1,000 people every day, sending out broadcasts, then from the responses you even get, you can now qualify those that are interested, that are ready to do business with you. And when you engage them on call, you now know if they have the ability. When you hear the word ability or able, it means do they have the capacity, the financial resources to proceed with the investment. So you must leverage on technological tools every single time. This is one of the assignments, that every single wealth advisor has to do part-time. What are the latest technological tools that can help me to optimize my processes, that can help me, to think and operate as a system? One thing you must learn is you must begin to operate and think like a system, not like an individual. You must learn to start to think and operate as a system. So what does that mean? It means though I am an individual, but I am thinking, my thought pattern, my thought process is like a system. So it means what tools can help me to 10x, my results, my processes, and even achieve a lot more. So very important, you must track performance. That's the third thing. In the steps to achieving successful sales goals, you must do what? You must track your performance. Next slide. So I will give a simple framework for setting the right goals. You can put it in this form. I want to achieve X within X time by doing Y. I want to achieve X within this time, this particular time, by doing Y. And this is an example. I want to sell 5 acres within the next 1 month by calling 1,000 prospects per month. This is just an example. So you can, um, you know, adjust this. You can tweak it to suit your objectives, to suit your goals. And this is one thing that is this is an analysis that that we must understand. 83% of salespeople don't have goals, and it's the bitter truth. 83% don't have goals. 14% they have a plan in mind, but it is unwritten. 14% have a plan in mind, but the plan remains an unwritten goal. And remember, I said any goal any plan you have, any vision you have that is not written will only remain an idea. It will be difficult to achieve. But what's the most interesting thing? The top players in the industry, not only in the real estate industry, across any industry, be it real estate, be it automobiles, be it entertainment, be it fashion, talk of it, they have their goals written down. So you want to ask yourself, am I part of the 83%, or am I part of the 14%, or am I part of the 3% that are the high flyers in my field? So very important. These are just few things that we must take note of. You must set, clear financial targets. Very, very important. You must do what? Set clear financial target. Next. Yes, next. Another thing you must take note of is you must commit to continuous skill improvement. Dr. Stephen has please remain on that slide. Dr. Stephen has a favorite quote that I love a lot. He says, the day you stop learning is the day you start dying. The day you stop learning is the day that you do what? You start dying. So you must commit to continuous skill improvement. And one of the things we are, even in GText, one of the things that we are big on is skill improvement. One of the heavy investments, big thanks to Dr. Stephen, one of the heavy investments that, he does on a weekly, on a monthly, on a quarterly and yearly basis is continuous skill improvement. So as a partner, as a consultant, as an associate, as whatever you are, even if you are an investor, you have the opportunity, by being a part of GText, you have the opportunity to improve in your knowledge base. So for you to be able to communicate the value that can help you achieve your goal, you must be committed to skill improvement. You must be committed to learning. You must be committed to taking real estate courses. You must be committed to subscribe to platforms like Stephen Akintayo University. If you are a part of GText and you have not gone through the Stephen Akintayo University, I don't know what you're doing. You must digest every single course, every single material, on that university. And there are a lot of other platforms, that you can also get a lot of quality knowledge from. All right, next. Another thing is you must expand and strengthen your professional network. So it's good and important to have set a goal. But do I have the right network to help me achieve that goal? That's the question I must ask myself. Remember, there's a formula that says your network plus hard work plus smart work equals to consistent cash flow. And the quality of your contacts determines the quality of your contracts. I repeat that again. And I want you to type that in the chat box. The quality of my contacts determines the quality of my contracts. Put that in the chat box. So what does that mean? It means, how am I being intentional about building my network? How am I being intentional about getting quality contacts that can translate into quality contracts for me? Next. Yes, what are other platforms that can help you to even strengthen your professional network? Platforms like LinkedIn is very important. So if you are here and you are not yet on LinkedIn, you don't have a standard bio on, at least 3 solid social media platforms. LinkedIn, number 1, Instagram, number 2, even Facebook, YouTube as well. If you are not on these 4 platforms, I really don't know what you're doing, because you must be able to, position yourself on platforms that can help you to also grow your professional network online. Okay, next. Next. Yes, and really, really key is you must earn key certifications and advance your career. You must do what? You must earn key certifications and advance your career. So it means part of my goals for the year 2025 should be, how many courses do I want to take that can help me to develop, that can, please, can we all hear me? I want to be sure that we can hear me. If you can hear me, just confirm. Just put yes in the chat box. Yes, I want to be sure. Oh, thank you. Beautiful. All right. So you must be intentional about capacity development, about mental growth. There is a way you will talk. There is a way you would communicate that at the end of your pitch, at the end of your presentation, the prospect will thank you. They will tell, I have had this over and over. They will thank you for the little time they've spent with you because they've been able to get value. But how will they get value? Is by the quality of information that you have. Is by the quality of what? The information that you have. And how can you build your information base? How can you build your knowledge capacity? Is by studying and taking courses that can improve you. Now, one thing you must know is a single course can save you the stress of 2 to 3 years of practice without, the right information. A single course that you take in any field. For instance, I want to improve on my sales. I take courses on sales. I want to improve on my communication. I take courses on communication. I want to improve on the art of prospecting. I take courses on prospecting. So it can save me the time waste of even up to 2 or 3 years. A single course that I take in a month or 2 or 3 months. All right. Use technology to elevate your operations. Next. Next slide. All right. So if you're getting value, let me see you drop in the chat box. Value, 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 value. So the session is about wrapping up. Okay, thank you, Double Owo. Thank you, Double Owo. Yes, thank you, Stella. So develop a personal brand and a marketing strategy. Develop what? a personal brand, and marketing strategy. Now, one thing you must know is your brand is your voice. I repeat that again, and I want to see you put that in the chat box. My brand is my voice. My brand is my voice. And why must I have a brand? A brand gives that identity of who I am. My brand helps to build my confidence in the hearts of those that want to do business with me. My brand gives authority. For instance, someone is asking, who are you? I don't know you. You're calling me from nowhere. You can send them details about the company pages they go through and even about yourself. They see that this person reaching out to me is an authority in the field. He or she knows what he or she is saying. They can follow you part time. When there are new offers to be posted, new offers that the company brings out, new incentives for clients, for prospects, you can put them out there. Your brand can communicate. Put in the chat box, from today, my brand will communicate. I want to see that in the chat box. From today, my brand will communicate. All right, next slide. You must also know that it's important to build client relationship. I would give you a particular word that you must all know, a particular phrase. And the phrase is, a sale is not complete until it has brought in another sale. I repeat that again. A sale is not complete until it has brought in another sale. So it means if I've done business with some clients, that business I've done, that transaction is not complete until they can refer me to other people that can still do business with me. And how can I enhance this? Is by knowing that my clients are my greatest assets. Put that in the chat box. Please put it in the chat box, because you must take note of this, that my clients are my greatest assets. And I must treat my clients like it. Every single client that has done business with you can refer you to a lot of other persons. But what we find a lot of salespersons do is, once they close a deal, they close the chapter. And they start looking for the next deal to close. It's good to look for more deals. It's good to look for more business, to prospect more. But you must never forget those who have done business with you. You must do what? You must never forget them. It means every single week, for instance, on a Monday, your first assignment should be to send every single person that has done business with you in the past, send them a word of prayer and wish them Happy New Week. And do you know what this does? It makes them to value you and to place you in high esteem. It makes them to do what? To value you and to place you in high esteem. Because a lot of persons, once they are done with closing the sale, they just put that client in one place and they forget about that client, forgetting that a sale is not complete until it has brought in another sale. So important, you must regularly review and adjust your goals. You must regularly do what? Review and adjust your goals. All right. So how can we review our goals? Number one, by monthly, reflection, by quarterly progress check. That's like every 3 months. For instance, from January to March, what have I done? What are the things I was not able to do well? For monthly reflection, it means in January, what did I do? In February, what have I done better than January? And in March, what do I want to do to improve on what I've done in February? So you must consciously and intentionally review your goals per time. So I will wrap up with this. Clear real estate goals are the key to thriving. You must start with setting your goals, make them your own, and keep pushing forward. And I would like you to understand this. Any goal that your company sets, any goal that your team sets, any goal that your subsidiary sets, you must take it as your goal. You must take ownership of it. It means, how can I think the way my CEO is thinking? How can I think the way my line manager is thinking, the way my team leader is thinking? How can I, contribute? When it's time to go out on prospecting, am I in the forefront of this? When it's time to make calls, am I in the forefront of this? I must take ownership. So I want everyone to put in the chat box, and those who don't have access to the chat box, put your hand on your chest and say, from today, I'm committed to taking ownership. Everyone on the Zoom session, you can unmute for just 2 seconds and say, from today, I'm committed to taking ownership in achieving our goals. From today, I'm committed in taking ownership.
From today, I'm committed to taking ownership in achieving our goals.
All right, thank you.